We're going to be joined today and learn more about how we can share our investment in a ministry that's making a difference across Canada. I love hearing from our partners.
Yes.
Right? And Stacey Campbell, she's president and CEO of Prison Fellowship Canada. So welcome back to 700 Club Canada, Stacey.
Hi, Lori. Wonderful to be here.
Well, we love hearing what God is doing in Canada. As we were saying just earlier, we can get stuck in our own lives, right? But God is doing so many great things. And thank you for your ministry, Stacey. Give us an update. What's been happening in Prison Fellowship Canada? And maybe give us one or two highlights of this past year.
For sure. So it's been an exciting year at Prison Fellowship. A couple of one program that took off, and then a new program that we added. And so I'll just share with you that we created a new curriculum this year. You know, sharing with prisoners in the prison about God and about Jesus and His love and care for them. We just found there were just so many myths and so many miscommunications about who Jesus is, and so we developed a new program called Walking the Good Path, and that program walks through the Gospel of John, just looking at who is Jesus, who does the Bible say Jesus is, and you know, in our prisons, we in the female prisons, we're close to 50% First Nations individuals, and across the country in the men, women, and youth, we're between 30 and 40% First Nations. So one of the things that we did in this program was to use the First Nations Bible, and it has really brought some kids from the First Nations community who didn't see Jesus as the Son of God. This curriculum has really helped to bridge that as they share that Bible together over the phone with a parent.
That is truly amazing. I heard about this First Nations Bible. I had no idea you were integrating that into your ministry, but that makes so much sense. I love, Stacey, how you're meeting where people are at. That is just a beautiful way for really all of us to learn from. Give us another update. You mentioned you were doing something else as well.
So our Bridge Care program is the program that takes care of prisoners when they're leaving a facility and then reuniting them with the family, reintegrating them into community, or sometimes integrating them for the first time into community. So that program post-COVID and during COVID, there was an extraordinary amount of individuals that were released into the community, which really was the impetus for our program taking off. And so just different individuals who've come along and seen the value in that has allowed us to expand that program and really help with family reunification. So.
Well, we've heard, other times on our program, the significance of what happens, right, when people have to integrate, prisoners have to integrate back into their families and into their community. And we at 700 Club Canada love to be a part of helping this, integration happen well. Tell our viewers how our partnership with your ministry helps you fulfill your mission.
So our mission is to equip and mobilize the local church to respond to the issue of crime. And of course, that always works alongside of our four stakeholder groups. So that's prisoners, ex-prisoners, their families, and victims. And where we partner really well together is with the children, and through camping and through Christmas and through making year-round connections between the parent and the child. We know the child will do better in school. They're more likely to initiate socially. They're more likely to do well academically, that type of thing. And so just the opportunity to build into them that way, build into their spiritual lives. That's where we partner together with 700 Club Canada, and particularly in the context of First Nations children, of which there are so many across this country.
Well, that's really encouraging, because sometimes you think about the prisoner, but you forget about the children that are connected to the prisoner. And I love that we get to partner with you in this, Stacey. So many beautiful stories around Christmas time. We get to bless these kids. But tell me, what's one of the most significant challenges for the people that you serve?
I think one of the biggest challenges for the people that we serve is it's related, but it's the lack of forgiveness sometimes in the community where they're coming back, and the challenges with reintegration, and just how much shame is involved with reintegrating and trying to come back after a crime has happened.
Yeah. How do you address that kind of challenge? Like, what kinds of things do you do to help them?
Well, I mean, there's nobody that brings hope like Jesus.
Right.
And so working with people in a mentored relationship, working with the kids, getting them to move beyond that stigma, getting them to see really who their identity is in Christ, and how that really is more important and prioritized above any other opinion, and getting them to really, really internally understand who they are and whose they are.
Yeah.
And that's how, and so through our programs are for the children are really aimed at that, and of course our mentorship program for the adults is also aimed at that.
Yeah. Beautiful. Just before we close here, Stacey, how can we pray for Prison Fellowship Canada?
So, one of the best ways you could pray for us is more volunteers. With the addition of the programs and the growth of the programs, sometimes that can outpace getting the volunteers. So, we need prayer for volunteers across Canada in the various programs that we have, for sure.
Well, we're going to do that before by the end of this program. We're going to do that, but I want you to call us today at 1-855-759-0700 if you would like to know more about this. You can go on our website to find out all the information about our partner, Prison Fellowship Canada, and maybe it's you that needs to volunteer. Thank you so much, Stacey.
Thank you.